الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. So basically this gathering is always very sort of informal, casual gathering. It's not a bayan, it is just a reminder, it's just a tazkira. It's just a bahana to actually sit together. MashaAllah. Many of you are trying to develop yourselves. But the thing that I feel personally is that we are not really working hard in doing that. I mean, the problem is that we do not really understand the value of developing ourselves. We think about it, we hear about it, but we really don't work hard about it. If we had understood the value of it, then we would have worked a little bit more. MashaAllah, everybody works hard for things, everybody works hard for their jobs, everybody works hard for the universities, everybody works hard for the projects that they might have anywhere. People don't actually realize the importance of it. If you had really understood the importance of it, then we would have worked a little bit harder. And there's no doubt about that. I'm not making it up. I can see that. We don't take it with same seriousness as we take other things in our life. If people, for example, they don't have anything to eat for the dinner, they will definitely go out, make sure that they get it before the meal time comes in. Say if people have kids, right? There's nothing to eat. You'll lose something for sure. Either you'll get some grocery, get it cooked, and then eat, or else you'll go out and eat from some place, right? Because you realize the importance of it, you cannot be without eating. So we understand that, like, we don't understand that we also have to clean our hearts. We also have to control ourselves. We also have to clean our hearts from arrogance and unlawful desires and controlling our gaze and others. So many people you talk to and you say, I'm sorry, but I cannot do it. Not one, not two, many people. And you ask them, why, but it's very difficult. Well, sure, it's difficult, it doesn't mean that you don't do it. If somebody, say for example, it's really cold, it's raining, and you're hungry, and the kids have not eaten, it's difficult to go and get something from outside, right? So do you say, let's leave the dinner for tonight, it's very difficult. Nobody does that. Koi bhi nahi karta hai. Whatever it takes, they'll make sure that they wear jackets, they'll wear socks, they'll wear scarves, they'll wear, whatever, put on, take out the umbrella, get into the car, drive down, even if it's like flood, whatever. If you're hungry, kids are crying out of hunger, you will do that. Nobody says that it's difficult. No, I cannot do it. You will do whatever. But when it comes down to our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody makes an effort. Illa masha'Allah, except very few. Very, very few people who realize the importance of it. But we really need to think about it, my friends, that on the Day of Judgment, nothing will benefit us except a sound heart. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. On the Day of Judgment, nothing will benefit us, our children, our wealth, except to come to Allah Ta'ala with a sound heart. Isn't this still wrong?
No, one person saying this sounds like a loose connection. No one else has said anything.
Yes. Please, disturb me if you...
Okay.
So, please understand that. Because once our death comes, then it will be too late. For there is no choice. Allah Ta'ala has quoted people in the Quran that people who have not developed themselves, and they go to Allah Ta'ala, and when they will realize the importance of it, they will say, we really destroyed ourselves for Jannah. That send us back, and we will become righteous. And we will become righteous. Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi alayhi, the other day we were reading Ayyul Walad. He says that it will be said to him, "Oh, stupid man, you've just come from there. Abhi to aaye wahan se. Now you're saying, send me back." So before it's too late, we need to fix ourselves. Because this is the most important thing in our lives. Any issue that we have, and we have a lot of issues, all of us have issues, we must work on ourselves. Some people, they have, they cannot take it that people don't talk to them properly. And subhanAllah, I've seen people, they will never be able to control their tongue. They must reply back. There are people who not only stop there, first of all, they reply back, surely. And on top of that, they will just become their enemies. They will have their ill feelings about them in their hearts. And they will just take it for next few months or days or sometimes years or something for the rest of their lives. If somebody didn't talk to them properly, 10 years ago, but that's in their heart. To baat nahi karni. Relax, calm se baith. Subhan. I've seen even people like that. And you talk to them, you indirectly let them know that, it's wrong, it's bad. And the response would be that, it's easier said than doing. And it's very easy to say that, it's very difficult to actually do that. Well, fine, if it's difficult, if that is your issue, so it doesn't mean that we don't have to do it. We must still work on ourselves. We cannot be patient on people saying things, then we should develop that patience. But first of all, if you were always in the habit of replying back, arguing back, and then, and also not in a proper way, next time, you remember that, and as soon as somebody says you something, and you are about to say something, say a word comes out or two or three, you just fix yourself right away. Of course, it won't be like an overnight thing, but it has to be step by step. Next time, after you said 2, 3, 4, 5 words, just stop there, sit and let it go. That's fine. And then the next step should be then when it is said again, somebody says you something again, now you realize it even before you say something, and then you stop right away. And then the next step should be that you smile back. That should be the goal. And rather than getting angry at that, you smile back. Realize that, I'm getting reward from Allah Ta'ala from not arguing back. But we must do that. Even if it's a step-by-step process, but we must do that. Many people have this issue. Nobody can take it. Very few people can do that things are said to them. And then they must reply back. And not only reply back, but not in a very soft way as well. A lot of people have that. Why is that? Ego issue. This ego, our lower self, that is destroying us. Nafsul Ammara. Especially between husband and wives. It happens so much. Husband says something, wife cannot take it. Wife says something, husband cannot take it. In fact, it's the most between them. And sometimes I've also seen between parents and kids as well. Parents and children. That is destruction. If children reply back, they argue back, that's really literally destruction. Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ Uff bini kena. Don't even say uff. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا Don't argue back. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا Talk to them in a gentle way. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ Spread your wings of humility in front of them. And in fact, what do? وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا Make dua for them. Whatever they are oppressive. There are parents who are oppressive, no doubt. There are parents who are oppressive parents. They don't talk to their kids properly, don't respect them, don't give them the honor that they deserve. Everybody deserves an honor. Every human being deserves an honor. Respect, ikram. Kids as well, children as well. But there are parents who don't do ikram of their children the way that they should be given ikram. Of course, it's a very, thin borderline where you have to actually, make sure that they also maintain your adab. So you have to, of course, be serious with them as well sometimes. But then still have to do their ikram. Just hitting them and kicking them and slapping them. It's not their ikram. It's haram to slap on the face. Haram to slap on the face of the children, anybody. But what I'm saying is that that's even destruction if children reply back. Whatever the parents are, oppressive, non-believers, whatever they say, just keep quiet. And so happens between children and parents, husband and wives. Bahut hota hai, too much. So both husbands and wives should understand that. Should understand that if anybody is in anger and they say something, the other person must keep quiet. Must. Because if there's an argumentation from the both sides, shaitan will use that opportunity. And majority of the divorces happen in these sort of scenarios. Majority of the divorces. And then they regret later on. So many, if you're a mufti, so many questions come to the muftis that, I divorced my wife in anger. Is there any way out? Sorry, there's no way out. Divorce in anger is a divorce. And if you divorce her 3 times in one go, that's it. Gone. And when people, they don't want to take it, subhanallah, darkness upon darkness, they keep living with each other and they're living a life of zina. Pehle soche, realize it, in the beginning. But our ego, subhanallah, and majority of our issues are ego issues. Majority of our issues are ego issues. How come did he or she talk to me in this way? How dare did she do that? How dare did he do that? And then nobody wants to listen to any nasihat as well. मैं उसे समझूं हूँ दुश्मन जो मुझे समझाए. Take them as your enemies. How dare did he say that? Especially husbands. Wife tells them something. Doesn't she know who am I? I'm the Amir of the house. How come did you tell me that I must not be talking in this way? So, ego. And vice versa. The husbands tell the wives, you didn't pray, you must pray. Does your sister pray? What बहन कौन सा नमाज पढ़ती है? What? If she doesn't pray, She's going in her grave, you are going in your grave. But अच्छी बात बताई है, something good has been told to you, so take it. What's ego? So please, it's difficult, understandable, but it is mandatory. There is no choice here. कोई choice तो नहीं है यहाँ पे. We have to improve our character. We must improve our character. We must get rid of every single issue that we have. Men have more issues of their desires. Women have more issues with jealousy. Relatively speaking. It is not that the others don't have that issue. They have this issue as well, but relatively speaking, this is their issue. Men cannot control their gaze. Women also doesn't control their gaze. And unless they have worked on themselves, lekin men have this issue more than the women. And women have this jealous issue more than the men. Subhanallah, they cannot take it. They cannot take that how come that other girl or other woman do something better than her. बहुत ज़्यादा issue. And subhanallah, we are on this path and there are women or sisters who actually take bay'ah, who start developing themselves. But at the very same time, subhanallah, they have jealousy amongst each other. Can you imagine? We are all here trying to clean our hearts and we are jealous for each other. Very amazing and very disturbing. Very, very disturbing as well. Even sometimes the jealousy is for the Shaykh. You know, Shaykh always stays at her place and he doesn't come at my place and they start feeling jealous about that. Ajib, what are you doing then taking a Shaykh? The goal was to clean your heart and you are actually take the same means to actually getting a disease in your heart. कुछ बहुत बड़ी गड़बड़ है यहाँ पे. And the people who the Shaykh goes to, they don't let anybody else share that. That's on another issue. Why? Because same thing. Issue is the same, jealousy. Now they want to keep hold of the thing that they have. It's an issue. Big issue. So we are here to develop ourselves. We are here to develop our character. We are here to be selfless people. Selfless. Our nafs should be out of the picture. Altogether. Out of the window. Should not even be at home. This is what we need to work on. It's difficult, but it is mandatory. इसके बगैर गुजारा नहीं है. Because otherwise we'll be in trouble. وَالْيَعْذُ بِاللَّهِ. After our death. Not only after death, our lives will also become miserable. Right? How can a husband and wife live together in a peaceful way if they have this issue, ego issue? Husband doesn't want to listen to the wife and wife doesn't want to listen to the husband. And it's a hell in the house. Literally, people are living in a hellfire. In their own houses, where their houses were supposed to be paradise. Sirf is ego given us. Only because of this ego. That's it. If people are forgiving, then subhanAllah, just try it. You know, if somebody gets an anger issue, an anger episode, and the other person remains quiet, doesn't say anything, I can tell you that anger will go away. Say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And the things will become normal again. But because the other person also starts arguing, those 10, 15 minutes, they prolong to 15 months. Or sometimes forever. 10-15 minute के अंदर बात ठीक हो जानी थी. You know, it would have been all resolved in 10-15 minutes. But because of that ego from the other side as well, you know, it prolongs to sometimes for the lifetime. Why did I say for the lifetime? Because then the other person will say something and that will be so insulting and be so harming that crack that will come in the heart, it will be very difficult to heal that crack. And they will just carry that for the rest of their lives. And then every time another episode happens, they will always bring that first thing again. Hamesha. कहते हैं ना गड़े मुर्दे उखाड़ना. They'll just dig out the dead bodies. Oh, when I got married to you 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you said that to me. Forget about it, come on. SubhanAllah, but this is again, they're all issues. They're all issues. So please, it's difficult, but we must work on that. We want our lives to be also beautiful, and of course we want our akhirat to be beautiful. But for that, we must work hard. We must work hard. Anybody has desires issue, must control themselves. Lower your gaze. It's hard, TK, understandable, because there is natural attraction. That's why women make themselves up. That's why they put on lipsticks and their mascaras and their foundations and whatever. Because, they want to look attractive. They want that they be praised. That's why they wear all of these dresses, because they want to be praised. That's in them. That's a natural thing in them. Right? And that's why they come out on streets like that. And the men have this other issue. Because they are attractive, then men feel that attraction. And they look around. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what? قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ. Lower your gaze. Lower your gaze. Must take it difficult. It's very difficult because it is natural. But there is no choice. But if you accidentally look at somebody, if your eyes fall on somebody, even if she's looking attractive, but don't put a second gaze. Don't look at her again. And it's definitely difficult initially when you're trying to develop yourselves. Sometimes you feel so much pain. Sometimes very, very painful to remove your glances from her initially. Lekin theek hai, koi baat nahi. It happens. So when it's difficult, then take that challenge. Be strong, have himmat. Have himmat. Just busy yourself in doing something else. If your heart wants to do that, if you have desires for that, then, just busy yourself in doing something else. You tell yourself, I'm not looking. And then, just start doing something. Start doing something else. Start reciting Quran. Start reciting your favorite nasheed. Just start talking to yourself. Kuch kare. Do something. Busy yourself in something else. That's a struggle. So first time, second time, third time, 10th time, 20th time, maybe it's difficult. Then inshallah, with the passage of time, you start hating that. You'll start hating that. And there are other ways that you can fix yourself as well. You say, what will I get out of it? What will I get out of it? This is a question. Ask yourself. If I look at her, what will I get out of her? Nothing. She's not going to come with me. She's not going to be with me. Right? Fayda kya hoga? What is the benefit? Is there any benefit? She's not going to come and sit with me for the rest of my life. What is the benefit that I'm going to get from her long term? Absolutely nothing. Zero. I may enjoy now just for a glance. Right? Just for a glance. But that is it. The fayda kya ho? Other than getting a sin. Is there any advantage? Absolutely not. No advantage. Zero. But if you turn away your glance, then there will be a lot of benefit. And then, where is the limit? Almost, maybe possibly, everybody is attractive. Phir? Kis ko dekhenge? 1, 2, 3, 4 million. And then the only thing that you're getting at the end of the day, I tell you one more thing, is frustration. Right? Just frustration. That's it. Because this thing is never going to end, and you just get frustrated because you're not getting anything out of it. Not getting anything out of it. What's the point? And the other way around as well. I'm not saying it happens from the other side also. From the girl's side as well. You'll not get anything out of it. So please, other than getting frustration, and then frustration has to go out somewhere, and either you will oppress somebody, even if sometimes be it your spouse, or you will sin by fulfilling that yourself, your desires. That's sin as well. Something will happen. Something will definitely happen because you're frustrated and you have to get rid of your frustration. So some sin will happen as a result. But if you control yourselves, it's difficult, but a lot of good will come out of it. Number one, you're getting rewarded anyway. You will feel the peace in the heart. You will get the taste of Iman in your heart. And the thing is, you will not be frustrated. You will not be frustrated. You will not be frustrated at all. In fact, you'll enjoy other things rather than this thing. It all starts with the glance. It all starts with that one gaze. When people come to me and say, please, they just take away and then, they want to improve themselves, and then whoever tells me that, I have a habit of watching movies, Bollywood movies, I tell them that means that it's not only there, it's not stopping there. It definitely means you're sinning. It definitely means that you're sinning as well. But there's no any doubt about that. You're sinning as well. And they say, yes, of course. How can it stop there? It cannot stop there. You're getting frustrated looking at all the filth in the movies. How can you stop there? You're frustrated now. Somehow you're sinning. So it's difficult. They can control yourself. Please work hard on yourself. And we can take all the diseases one by one. And everybody has their own diseases. Jealousy is big one. Not controlling one's gaze is the second one. It's a common one, I mean. And then not forgiving people for the sake of Allah Ta'ala. That's another one. That's sort of, I've already covered that a little bit. It's also part of the ego because people don't forgive. Something happens between husband and wife, and one of them realize and they say, please forgive me. The other person doesn't forgive. They say, please, jaane de, koi baat nahi, sorry, I'm really sorry about it. But no. How dare you did that? How dare you did that in the first place? They will make other person cry. They will cry, but still they will not forgive. They'll drag it on for days sometimes. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said in one of the hadiths that if somebody asks you for forgiveness, and you do not forgive them, then don't show me your face on the pond of Kauthar. Don't show me your face on the house of Kauthar. If somebody asks you for forgiveness, and you say, I'm not going to forgive you, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, don't show me your face on the pond of Kauthar. Subhanallah. If somebody is asking for forgiveness, forgive them. Jaane de, khatam hogi baat. Finish it right there. People don't forgive each other. I don't understand why. I understand why, but I don't understand why can't people crush their nafs. What's such a big deal about it? It's all ego. Ego is that, the base of all the issues. Please work hard on yourself. People don't take it for granted. That's why we have still all these issues that we have. That is the reason that people have these issues that we have. Ego. Otherwise our akhlaq will be so good. And that is the goal of Shariat. Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. That the only reason that I have been sent is to perfect noble character. To perfect our akhlaq. So when we work on ourselves, then our akhlaq become good. This is the end result. We become loving people, caring people, forgiving people. Brave people. Brave people. You know, this cowardliness, buzdali, is also a disease. Subhanallah. So many sisters, they say, I cannot sleep at night when my husband is not home. They're scared of jinns. Jinns don't say anything. Kuch nahi kehte jinn. Don't worry about jinns. Abdullah also is very scared of darkness, right? Always wants to come and sleep with us. That's what he does. Tell him, and you give excuses as to why doesn't he want to sleep in his room. My mattress is not good. I want to buy a new mattress. Bought him a new mattress, still he doesn't sleep. Alhamdulillah. I know he's scared. Yes? No? And why? But people are scared of things. For what? You must be scared of Allah Ta'ala. فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ بَخْشَوْنِي. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, don't be scared of them. Get scared of me. And he's khashi of me, not scared of me. And he fear me. Fear me in the sense of that fear of the displeasure of Allah Ta'ala. It's not the same scare of Allah Ta'ala. It's the fear of displeasure of Allah Ta'ala. If you love somebody, and then you are scared of his displeasure. I shouldn't be doing anything that he may feel displeased about that. That is that fear. Because we love Allah Ta'ala. So the scare is that, ma'azallah, that he's not displeased with us. Otherwise, there's nothing to be scared of Allah Ta'ala. He is so lovely. Right? In fact, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is so merciful. In fact, His rahmat, it supersedes His ghadab. So we should not be scared. We should be brave people. We should be brave people. Muslim is not a buzdal. He is not a cowardly person. He is a brave person. We should be brave. Another issue that people have is they're very miser, conjuice. Subhanallah. A believer can never be a miser. Can never be a miser. The reason people are normally miser is because they feel that their wealth will go away. That is right there and then sign of the weakness of Iman. It's there, right there, sign of the weakness of Iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? If you spend for Allah ta'ala, for the sake of Allah ta'ala, wherever, be it on your spouse, be it on your children, be it on your friend, be it on your, in the service of Allah ta'ala, in any cause of Allah ta'ala, Allah ta'ala will return that at least 10 times. Or 70 times, or 700 times, or even more than that. Whatever Allah Ta'ala will want. It all depends on your sincerity and the way that you have spent, with your ikhlas, with the talab that you had. If you do that, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will return that to you many, many times. Many, many times. All depends. I've told this story long time ago, I think, to you. folks, in this sort of a setup, that, our Hazrat, when he gave me Khilafat a long time ago, he gave me, we were 4 of us in Zambia, and he gave a few nasihats, few pieces of advice to us. And he said, one thing that he said that if anybody wants to give you any hadiyah, any gift, and he shows one person favor, as if he's doing a favor by doing that, he said, never accept that. Never accept that. He said, only if it is, out of, he is feeling as if he is being favored upon, and by you accepting that, you are favoring him, only then accept. And then he told us a story of himself. And he said that there was a time when he had just recently left his job, and he totally dedicated himself for the service of the deen of Allah Ta'ala. So initial few days were a little tougher. So he said that I was sitting there was a room that he had dedicated for himself, that somebody came from the neighborhood, and he knew him, and he said he came to him and said, Joe, I have to get my daughter married, and I'm in need of money, so can you please help me? So he said that I had 1,000 rupees in my pocket. 1,000. So he said that I took out 500 rupees and gave it to him. He said, 500, I said, I really need more. Can you please help me more? So Hazrat said that I thought that, why I'm so miser? Oh, sorry, he said all what I had was 1,000, right? All what he had was 1,000. And in the house, outside the house. That's all what he had. He said, why I'm so miser that I'm keeping 500 for myself? Let me give him all of it. So he gave all 1,000. So he was happy, he went. He said that I was sitting, still reflecting, and somebody else came. And he said, Hazrat, I want to give a hadiyah to you. Hazrat said, no, thank you very much. He said he started crying. This is why he told this story. He said he started crying. And he cried with tears. He said, Hazrat, it will be a huge favor of you upon me if you please accept this hadiyah from me. So he said, when I saw him crying so much, to keep his heart, I said, okay, Jazakallah. So he gave him an envelope, and he went away. So he said, I kept that envelope, put it in my pocket, didn't even worry about that. So he said, I went back home, and my wife said, you know what, there's no grocery in the house, you have to cook food, so can you please go and buy some groceries so that we cook? So Hazrat said that I told my wife that, you know what, I had 1,000 rupees, and I gave it, but I don't even have anything. So how can I get groceries? So he said, I totally even forgot about that envelope. And he didn't have any greed for that. That's what it meant. So suddenly I remembered, you know what, somebody gave me an envelope. So I took out the envelope, and I opened it, and guess what? How many were there? 10,000. Right away. Within moments of a few minutes. And this not only this. Hazrat said one more thing. He said that I felt that my iman was so weak and my ikhlas was so little that I only got 10,000 back. Otherwise, it could have been 70 or 700 times or even more. He said possibly my ikhlas was so weak that I only got 10 times more. But this is what happens. And we are so miser. Allah. It's so difficult to spend 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. And I understand that some people don't have it. Lekin subhanAllah, when it comes down to buying cigarettes, they don't think about it twice. Literally people spend 100 pounds, 150 pounds, 200 pounds for cigarettes per month. Literally. 80 pounds of cigarettes per week. Somebody was telling me the other day, he says he spends 80 pounds around that. I think is the figure that he told me. 80 pounds for cigarettes per week. Anyhow, 18 to 4 is like what? Around 350 pounds per month for cigarettes. It's so easy for people to, go and buy movie tickets and popcorns and spend 50 pounds right there, 40 pounds, 30 pounds. But when it comes down to spending in the cause of Allah, people cannot take out 10 pounds. Now, subhanAllah, just to cover our basic costs in our madrasa Nurul Academy, we only had, 10 pounds? 20 pounds per month? What do we have? I don't even know. Something like that. 10, 20 pounds. Subhanallah. I can tell you one more thing. It does not even cover the salaries of the teachers that we have. Salaries means hadiyah, no salaries. It is this much little, just as a token we give them something, no salaries. Me and my wife don't take any salary. The salary means, we cannot give hadiyah to ourselves, that's why I said that. But even the other teachers, not salary, not at all. Just very small little token as appreciation to them, that they have worked hard all month long. And the contribution that we take is so little that it does not even cover that. But subhanallah, there are people who don't even want to do that. Some people even ask, how come you're asking for this 10, 20 pounds? And you are teaching deen. Well, you go to university and you are ready to spend 9,000 pounds a year. And subhanallah, you're not willing to take out 10, 20 pounds per month. People think that, possibly we have trees of pounds or dollars or dirhams in our backyard that we can pluck and, can do whatever. But the key is that miserliness. Especially spending for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I should be really spending so that I get more. I'm in need, of course, I'm in dunya. I do need that to live my life. Lekin, this is the way, by spending. I always say that it is like a pipe. And you clog one end of the pipe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everybody's pipe is different. This is taqdeer. We have our destiny. Allah ta'ala has written a certain amount for us, for all of us, in our lives. وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. Allah ta'ala has written our risk. Everybody's is different. Maybe you are supposed to get 10 million pounds in a year, and maybe somebody else is supposed to get, say, 50,000 pounds in his lifetime. And somebody's supposed to get 50,000 pounds in his lifetime. Everybody's risk is different. It's written. But it will indeed come. But the problem is that so everybody's pipe is different, size of the pipe. But what do is we clog the one end of the pipe. So when that pipe gets filled, until you open the other end of the pipe and let it go, how will, more come from the other side? You must open it up, the other side, so that it goes, and Allah Ta'ala will keep putting. People are so wise. It's not a sign of a believer. If you look into the whole Quran, there's so many times that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about infaq fi sabilillah, spending in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you get amazed. In fact, at one place, Allah ta'ala mentions that when the death of the people will come, so they would say, Ya Allah, they'll say, Ya Allah, lawla akhartani ila ajalin qareeb. Ya Allah, can you please delay it for a little bit more time? Can you please delay it for a little bit more time? I didn't work enough. I did not work enough in my life, so can you please give me a little bit of more time? Yani few seconds, few minutes maybe. Now, say if he was given a few more minutes, say. So what will he choose to do in those a few more minutes? What will he choose to do in those few more minutes that he's been given? Of course, he will choose something that will try to compensate for all the wrong that he's done in his life, right? Allah Ta'ala says that he will say, Ya Allah, lawla akhartani ila ajalin qareeb fa as-saddaqa. So that I will give in charity. Wa akum min as-salihin, and I will become righteous. Subhanallah. And Allah Ta'ala says that no. Whenever the time of people's death comes, then it's not delayed for a second. So, we have to have big hearts, generous hearts. Generous hearts. We have to have open hearts. You know, I was in Luton the other day. And I saw that sign on the walls, please spend £5. And please give £5. I felt ashamed, honestly, looking at that signpost. £5. What is £5? Possibly you eat candies of £5. Your kids possibly eat, candies worth of £5 maybe in a week, or at least in a month. Definitely. Right? You waste your time on the phone by gossiping with your friends, and you have, 10, 20 pounds of top-ups every week or every month possibly. Right? Subhanallah. Reduce your gossips. That in any ways consists of backbiting and immoral stuff. Don't do that. Take those 10, 15, 20 pounds and give to the masjid or madrasa. Ajeeb. That's a sign that there's something wrong. Indeed, there is something wrong. The moment cannot be a miser person. Please open your hearts. It's so difficult for people to entertain guests. 3, 4, 5 people come. Subhanallah, it's as if it's a burden. As if it is a burden on them. Cannot even serve them food. Subhanallah. أطعموا الطعام وأفشوا السلام. Allah Ta'ala, Prophet ﷺ said that feed food and spread salam, and you will enter the paradise with salam, with peace, with safety. People cannot feed food to others. Come on. कितने छोटे हो गए हम लोग. How small we have become. You don't have to, if you don't earn that much, you don't have to, serve 10 dishes. You can serve 1 dish, that's fine, but feed food. If you can't afford, then you must do ikram of your guests. Must honor your guests. Must. But if you cannot, that's fine. You should do ikram of your guests as much as you can. But with the honesty, with the sincerity of your heart. Allah Ta'ala knows our state. Please. So please open your hearts. Spend in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala will give you a lot inshallah in return. Never feel worried about, where will it come from. It will inshallah come. Don't be like, don't follow this tradition. People sometimes go out, say they have to eat out. And everybody is thinking as to who will pay. And everybody will take out their own money. Small little change. Why can't you pay for everybody? And also one more thing. I'll end with that, inshallah. That please don't waste your time. Please do not waste your time. Time is very, very precious. Very precious thing. Extremely precious thing. Utilize every single second of your life in doing something good. It may mean playing with your children for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, with the niyat of sunnah. It can mean, talking to your wife with the niyat of sunnah. That's not, as far as the intention is right, intention is sunnah, sharia, then it is good. But wasting time. People literally waste time. They'll just keep on playing video games for all day long. Well, I mean, I'm not saying video games is haram or something. I mean, try to ignore music, but if you're very, very tired because you have been studying all day long and you want to refresh your mind from like having that, maybe you can play for 10, 15 minutes. That's fine. But Prophet ﷺ said that, give your nafs pleasure once in a while. But once in a while, not all the time. Literally play video games for hours. Sit in front of their TV screens, watching cricket, football for hours. Don't do that. Don't waste time. And subhanAllah, people who are busy in doing good things, there are people who don't even let them do those things. There's so many complaints in our madrasa that the husbands, they are sick and tired of their wives studying. There have been literally marital issues. Literally. Marital issues have been created because their wives are studying. That's why? Because they just want that they sit with their lipsticks on in front of them doing nothing. But there is no more demand. That why are you studying? You should come and sit with me. Just sit there. Once I come back from work, then you must come and sit with me. Allah. And there are other people who have TVs on, watching films, and not only they want their wives to come and sit with them, but rather watch TV with them. Subhanallah. Think about it. They're doing something such a great thing, and they want that they leave that and come and sit with me and sin. Rather. Subhanallah. It's not one complaint. There's many like this. Not everybody asks them to watch movies, but there's so many who will want that they come and they just sit. And what are they doing? They have exam tomorrow, or they have exam after the weekend, or they have some homework to take care of, or they're doing riyada or mutaliya, they're revising or they're studying. But they want that they leave all of that and just sit idle, because they are sitting idle. Well, you should do something good as well. Busy yourself. Why does he have to sit with you all the time? Did you get married to her so that she sits in front of you all day long? Come on. I tell you one thing. When my wife started studying, it was the first year of our marriage. And we were in Chicago. No, first year of marriage. I think it was second, third year of our marriage. So, and our son was just born. And he was, 2 months old, 1 month old, something like that. And her madrasa was on over the weekend, any Saturday, Sunday, from early morning till evening. I'm just telling you not to boast of myself, just to let you know, so that you get some encouragement out of that. So she would go to madrasa early morning. It was the early years of marriage. I was not that old as I am now. So, and Abdullah was like a month, 2, 3, something like that. And I would work 5 days of the week, come late at night, right? Saturday is my weekend, and she will go to madrasa in the morning. And I would take care of my son all day. Change diapers, feed, put him to sleep. I would lie down with him to put him to sleep. I would be very happy if he goes to sleep. Because now I can do something else. But that she'll come back in the evening. And then the next day, Sunday, the same story. And then Monday, I'm back to work. And at the evening, she has to study. And then the next Saturday would come and she'll go. This was our life. Alhamdulillah. And I knew I was encouraging her. Sometimes she would feel that, I'm very stressed out. I'm tired. 5 days I cook and I clean. She's, mashallah. She cannot even take a dot on the walls. If there's one small little black dot, she will ask, can you please get the paint? And she will, she'll paint it and make sure she doesn't sleep at night if she sees a dot on the walls and on the floor. This is how she is, mashallah. It's a very good habit to be clean. So it's 5 days, she said, I cook, I clean and all of that. And mashallah, she's mashallah, a person of ihsan. And we, husband and wife, right? But she will never put, her curries and the food in in the pot that she's cooked in. She would take it out, in the proper dish and serve plates and proper. And I often told her, why can't we just eat in that? She said, no, why should we eat like that? And so takes care of every single thing. So I get tired, and the weekends I get stressed because I go all day long and then I'm studying. And I would always encourage her, nahi, koi baat nahi, it's just a matter of a few years, inshallah, it'll be okay. And at the back of my mind was what? Selfishness. Because I know that if I will encourage her to do that, it'll be for my benefit. Right? Whatever good will come out of it, I will get the reward for that, inshallah. So who cares about myself? I'm not getting time, so koi baat nahi. It's not about this dunya. It's not that I wanted her to be away from me. But I always had that at the back of my mind. I was feeling good about it. That, no, inshallah, once she graduates, and she will, inshallah ta'ala, take it out, I'll get the reward for all of that. And don't tell it to my wife, but I always feel good about it. Inshallah, all the good that comes out of her, inshallah, we'll accept it, and inshallah, I'm getting reward for it. I don't have anything in my life that I've done. But maybe this thing. So encourage people. It happens a lot in husband-wife relationship. Husband is wasting their own time. Swallow, not even letting their wives doing good things. If you encourage them, you'll get the reward for that. Dunya's life is so short. We're not here to just always enjoy. We're here to struggle. This is an examination hall. This is an examination hall. Everybody has given some sort of an exam. University exams, college exams, right? School exams. Say it's a 3-hour exam. Do you care about, enjoying your popcorn and Pepsis in the middle of those 3 hours? Do you do that? All what you do is you're so busy in writing the exam, making sure that, that you pass it. That's what your worries are. That's where your concerns are. You don't, leave the exam on the side and, start surfing channels. But this is an examination hall. They're all trying to prepare for our akhirat. So why are we wasting time? Should not waste time. And I just told about the husband because, predominantly our madrasa has more women. We also run an alim program as well, but that's in its initial phases. But I tell you that even if it started, I've heard complaints about the wives as well. Same story. The husbands, they are trying to study, they come to the classes 3-4 times a week, and the wives are complaining, you don't give me enough time anymore. Well, what time do you want? What do you want to do? And again, same story as well. Well, we don't go to movies anymore. SubhanAllah. Exactly the same story. I don't know what are we doing. What is the problem? Our iman. We don't even realize what are we doing. This is our issue. This is our problem. We don't even realize as to what are we doing with our lives. Where are we going? What is our purpose? What's the goal? That's the issue. That is the issue. Please work hard. Take it as a priority. Any issue that you have, even if it's difficult, but please, I request all of you that, you work hard to get rid of that issue. Whatever it is. I just highlighted a few, which are very common. But the list does not end here. There's a long list. There's a long list. And if you start talking about all of that, it'll take all day. But, these are some very key, major issues. So I request all of you to please work hard to get rid of them. Whatever it takes. Because this is not a choice. It is an obligation. That we must clean our hearts, clean our, perfect our character. So that we can become people of Allah. So that Allah Ta'ala is happy with us. And He forgives us of our shortcomings. So our job is working hard. That's it. That's all what it is. Working hard. The end result is not in our hands. We cannot guarantee that we will become angels. And we'll never become angels. Lekin at least, struggle. Mehnat to karna. If you slip once, try again. Slip twice, try again. Slip twice, try again. What is it? Please don't follow your nafs. Follow Sharia. The whole point of taking a guide in your life, of Shaykh in your life, is that you take out your nafs element from your life, throw it out, and submit yourself to somebody. That's the whole point. If you start thinking about this, that what I'm doing is now perfect, and this is how it should work, and this is how it's going to benefit me. Well, deception of shaitan. Deception of shaitan. And people have realized that. I'll tell you one more thing. People have realized that later on. When they didn't work, then they realized later on. Years later, months later. And then they came and I said, you were right. One brother, mashallah, Allah gave him tawfiq to start walking on the path, took bayat. And normal story, they were not living a very righteous life before, going to movies every weekend night and all of that. Now he started growing a beard. The wife didn't like it at all. You're not looking attractive to me anymore. I don't even want to be close to you anymore. Things like that, normal comments. So he came to me, so what should I do? I said, my friend, Shariat is Shariat. You must be very good to your wife. You must be very loving to your wife, very caring to your wife. You must make sure that, you do everything that's in Sunnah and Shariat. Make sure that all of these things that I've told you, if she argues back, don't say anything. Smile. He said it's hard. I said, fine, it's hard. So it's hard, koi baat nahi. But don't reply back. Don't say anything. Be nice. And people who are close to me, they know this is what I tell all the husbands. And so mashallah, he tried. And I know that his wife really said very harsh words. I know that. And mashallah, he did not say anything back. And they were the couple who were also those sinning, but at the very same time they had very harsh arguments amongst each other as well. And now he's not replying back. So wife isn't seeing that good that is coming out of it. She's not seeing that. But was adamant of this very fact that, why are you going to classes? Why are you going to the gatherings? Why are you growing your beard? And this. So eventually, subhanAllah, when it really didn't, it was daily thing. So he decided, I'll cut my beard short. He said, I'll cut my beard short. It will, calm her down. I said, I tell you one thing, it's not only going to harm you, but also it will open an avenue that she knows that by crying and screaming and shouting and scolding and whatever, she now knows that she can convince you of doing one thing wrong, and then that will open that avenue. Now she's going to be after your classes and your gatherings and your sunnah dress and blah 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 blah. But Bachara, what can I say? I understand. It's very tough, of course, something happening in the house every single day. So he cut it short. Subhanallah. And exactly that thing happened that I told him. And almost a year later or months later, he came to me and said, this is what's happening. So I told you. And now, she's back, mashallah, to normal. But why do you have to experiment? Well, take somebody, just take his guidance and do whatever. And people who know me closely, I know that number one priority in my life is what? To make sure that the relationships are good. The husband-wife relationships, children relationships. True or not true, right? That's what my priority is. But at the very same time, not at the cost of sacrificing our principles. لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. أو كما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. There is no obedience of the creation in the disobedience of the Creator. There is no obedience of the creation. We have to maintain our akhlaq, be strong, be nice, but at the very same time we cannot, sacrifice our principles that Shariat has given us. So please, don't experiment with yourselves. Be strong, work hard, and majority of you, what you already have done, then implement that in your life. What's the point of taking bed? There is a point of taking bed, but what's the point of not moving a step further? What's the point? This is the sunnah of Allah Ta'ala. This is how it works. Because it just throws our nafs out of the equation. And please, whatever is said, I request you that please implement that with the presence of your mind. I was telling my friend the other day, I'll possibly repeat it many times because I just want to tell you guys. Just like a month ago or so, Hazrat was Hazrat. I was sitting with fingers crossed, all my fingers crossed, interlaced. I was sitting like that, normal. Gunah to nahi kiya. I didn't sin, right? But Hazrat, I was sitting and talking, very normal talk. And Hazrat looked at me and very gently said, you know what? Hazrat Muslim Alam Rahmatullah Alayh used to tell us that you should not sit like this. Rather, keep your fingers on top of the other fingers. This is a better way of sitting. There's no haram thing. No, nothing. But he said that, my Hazrat said that you should not sit like this, but sit with fingers on top of each other rather than interlacing. Right away, I took my fingers out and I sat like that. And that's one incident. And since then, every single time when I sit, because it has been habit for years now, right? 30 plus years, 40 plus years, I know 40 plus. I'm sure that I was not doing it when I was a baby. It has developed, the habit might have been, it has been developed, definitely. I don't even know that I do that. It is such a habit, I don't even know that I sit like that. But since then, Hazrat is not in front of me. But when I sit, I make sure that I'm not interlacing. It did happen initially that, again, unknowingly, I just sat like that. And suddenly I realized, and I took it out and sat like this. But what was important for me was that my Shaykh told me something to do. It was not even a haram thing. But it was an order for me, and that was enough for me. That is enough for me that he asked me to do something, and I just do it. I just do it, and I'm always reminding myself of that. All the time. That this is something that Hazrat told me to do. And I sit like this now. I hope that I know that it's just not gone out completely again, unconsciously sometimes go like this, but then I suddenly take it out. And I sit like this. It means something for me. He is not looking at me. He doesn't, and neither is a haram thing to do. For me, it has an importance. Because my Shaykh told me that. And there must be a wisdom in that. I didn't even ask him why. I didn't ask him why. For me, he said, it's better not to sit like that. That is enough for me. That's it. And I do that purposely. Remind myself every time I sit. But this is how you develop yourself. By submission. Because now what's happening? My ego is gone, is out. My nafs isn't there. I'm not after my nafs. I'm following somebody. And I remember a long time ago when I had, I think, my 4th year exam, I think so, on my alim course. And I was very, very busy in my work. Very busy, very, very tough days. Like I was working all day long. So it was almost impossible for me to actually prepare for my exam. So I asked Hazrat, Hazratji, can I please skip my exam this year and I'll give it next year? He said, no. You must give it this year. I didn't argue for a second. I didn't say a word. I normally never say a word in front of Hazrat. And I hardly ask questions as well because I'm in awe of him. But I'm always around him. So that whenever he says things to others, I take that as if he's saying to me. So, and whenever I have to tell him things, I write letters. So, he said, no, you must give it. Few days in the exam. And he's saying, no, there's no option. I had almost decided, I cannot give exams. There's no way out that I can give exams. So I was relaxed. He said, no, you must. SubhanAllah. That was the day I said to my teacher, can we please work a little hard? And since that day, it was I think around a month left for the exam, or maybe less, I can't remember. And I was sitting, after I would finish work at around 8, 9, 10, I would sit with my teacher, study at like around 2, 3 in the morning every single day. And during that time, I actually went and gave exams. Because that was it for me. That was it. He said that. I took it as an order. So my nafs out. This is how you get developed. Our issue is our nafs, our ego. That is the main cause of all our issues. So once you take it as an order, then your nafs is out and then you develop yourself. But subhanAllah, I see people around me and been being with me for so many years now, and I say the same thing. Either they reply back as to why did they do what they did, or they won't take it seriously. And really, now it has reached a point that for a few things I've stopped saying now, because I said if I, saying it so clearly, not even indirectly. Initially I used to say indirect things. That maybe, कहते हैं उर्दू में अक्लमंद के लिए इशारा काफी होता है. Right? So an ishara is enough for an intelligent man. But I realized that isharas are not working, then I started saying very directly. But things still didn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, 6 times. I stopped saying many things, many, many things. For me, once I said to Hazratji something, because somebody told him something that was wrong. And I just tried to clear myself. This is not what I did. But Hazratji even stopped me for that. I just kept going. As soon as he said me, I said, you shouldn't be saying that. Jesus. Whenever he says me anything, I just listen. If it's really there, because people sometimes say wrong things. We are in a very sensitive place. Hazratji gave this burden to us, of taking it on. You deal with so many people. So it's very, very sensitive position to be in. And people misunderstand things sometimes. People just make things out of nothing, make really mountain out of a molehill sometimes. So Hazratji says that sometimes things are not right because people misunderstand things. And Hazratji tries to correct us. So even if they're wrong things, now after that one time, whenever he says, Jesus, or not even that, just keep quiet, listen. So, one time should be enough. But this is how it works. This is how you develop yourself. But we must develop ourselves. This is not a choice, my friends. And this is the way. Please. Work hard. Take it seriously. Make it a goal of your life to develop yourselves. Get rid of all the diseases that we have. One by one, one by one. Please. You will slip. I can tell you that. But the key is that as soon as we slip, we must get up again and start running again. There should not be any moment in your life that when you slip, you feel that, I'm not going to get up anymore. That should not be the case. You will slip. You're human beings. You're weak people. Lekin, nothing should stop us from walking on this road. This journey is until our death. It's not for 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2. It's forever. Please, I request all of you, work hard. Be people of Allah. Be people of zikr. Be people of akhlaq. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. سبحان ربي العظيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. يا أرحم الراحمين يا أكرم الأكرمين يا كريم يا غفار يا رحيم يا ودود يا وهاب يا ستار يا ستار يا ستار يا حنان يا منان يا Allah. Ya Allah, please accept this gathering from all of us. Ya Allah, all of these people who have come, Ya Allah, to attend this gathering, please accept their coming, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, Ya Akram al-Akrameen. Ya Allah, we have gathered together just for your sake. Ya Allah, there is no other purpose of gathering here together. Ya Allah, we beg you that you please, Ya Allah, accept this gathering, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, Ya Akram al-Akrameen. Ya Allah, your promise is true. And when people gather together for your zikr, Ya Allah, the angels surround that gathering and they stand up on top of each other until they reach your throne. And despite of you knowing that why have these people gathered, you ask the angels that what are these people doing? And they tell you that they seek your forgiveness and they want your paradise and they want to be saved from the hellfire. Ya Allah, you tell to the angels that be my witness that I've forgiven all of them. And Ya Allah, angels also tell you that there was somebody in the gathering who did not have talab, just passing by, didn't intend to come to the gathering but just came to the gathering. And you tell angels that there are some of my people in this gathering, that whoever goes and sits with those people, they can never be wretched. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Allah, there are so many beautiful people of yours in this gathering. Just, Ya Allah, by us sitting in their company, Ya Allah, please forgive all of us.
Ya Allah, please improve our akhlaq, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, become burden on people, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, please improve our akhlaq. Ya Allah, remove all the diseases of our hearts, Ya Allah. Please, Ya Allah, make us a source of peace, make us a source of ease for people, Ya Allah, and not burden on people, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, make us a source of peace, Ya Allah, for our parents, for our wives, for our children, for our husbands, for our relatives, for our friends, for our students, for our teachers, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Please, Ya Allah, improve our akhlaq. Ya Allah, we have tried, Ya Allah, but we have not been successful in doing that, Ya Allah. We beg you, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, that you please, Ya Allah, help us. Ya Allah, you yourself have said that it is only you who can purify our nufus. You yourself have said, وَلَوْلَا فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَتَهُ مَا زَكَى مِنْكُمْ مِنْ أَحَدٍ أَبَدًا وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يُزَكِّي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. That if it was not the fadl and grace of Allah, none of you would have been able to purify yourselves, but it is Allah who purifies whoever He wants. Ya Allah, we beg you, Ya Allah, that we have taken the sabab, Ya Allah. This is all what we could do. Please, Ya Allah, you help us. Out of your mercy, that's it, Ya Allah. Please, Ya Allah, don't put us into any calamity, any test. Ya Allah, just out of your mercy, we beg you that you please make our nafsul mutmainna. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, Ya Akram al-Akramin. Ya Allah, all the people who ask for du'as, you know their needs more than we do. We beg you, Ya Allah, that you please fulfill their needs from your infinite treasures, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. We beg you that you please, all the people who are in any sort of calamity, remove those calamities from them. Ya Allah, people who are spiritually or physically sick, please give them perfect cure, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, people who are misguided, please guide them, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, make our houses, Ya Allah, the peace of paradise on the earth, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Allah, make our families the coolness of our eyes, Ya Allah. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. Ya Allah, make us the leader of the muttaqeen in the house and in this world, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, make us that role model, Ya Allah, of taqwa, that people want to follow us, Ya Rahim. Ya Allah, make us the source of guidance, Ya Allah, for people. Ya Allah, please allow us, Ya Rahim, that we be able to take your beautiful message, your beautiful deen, to every single house, to every single heart, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, please accept us for the service of your deen. Ya Allah, we are not worthy of serving your deen, but we also know that it's not about qabiliyat, it's about qabuliyat. Please accept us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, accept this house. Ya Allah, the people of this house. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, the love and the ikram that they've shown to all of us. Ya Allah, we don't have anything to give them back. We beg you, could you please fill their hearts with your love. Ya Allah, remove any difficulties that they might have in their lives, Ya Allah. Please, Ya Allah, protect their children. Allah, please, Ya Rahman Rahmeen, accept all of us and our children and our generations for the service of your deen, Ya Allah. Ya Rahman Rahimeen, Ya Akram al-Akramin. Ya Allah, all the people have asked for du'as, please fulfill their needs from your infinite treasures with khair, barakat, afiyat, wasat, Ya Allah. Ya Rahman Rahimeen, please, Ya Allah, allow us to recite kalima as our last words. Fill our graves with light, with nur, make the questions of the grave easy for us. Ya Allah, on the day of judgment, please give our books in our right hands. Please, Ya Allah, give us the shade of your throne when there be no other shade. Ya Allah, please give us the water from the blessed hands of your beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Grant all of us his intercession. And Ya Allah, please allow all of us to enter into paradise without questioning, without reckoning. Please, Ya Allah, give us a space in the blessed feet of your beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Ya Allah, most of it all, please grant all of us your perfect vision, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, please, all what we asked for, what we couldn't ask, we beg you that you please grant us all the good of this dunya and all the good of the akhirat. Ya Allah, and allow us to use the dunya for the sake of our akhirat, Ya Allah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين الحمد لله.